sticks and strings. I'm gonna go turn the lights on. We promised you we'd be here in our Halloween costumes.
Yes.
We don't know for how long.
Yeah, I'm a little hot. This costume is vintage. I made this in 2015 for a work costume contest. See my little hat? It's still pointy. It's just made from felt.
You can't see your belt though.
Oh, come on. I even got a belt.
She even had shoes, but you
Does
can't see
this
her
gnome costume make me look fat? I also have little shoe covers that have curly cues. I think that's why I won the contest.
They're very cute.
I don't believe in buying costumes. When I can.
My shark
Look, I even look like Santa. Look at that. Woo!
Yeah. My shark hat came in handy.
Oh, yeah, that's the shark hat from the Balloon
We bought
Fiesta.
this at the Balloon Fiesta in October, earlier in the month.
So you're a shark attack victim.
Yes.
You see the blood.
See the blood on my face.
He's biting her head. That's cute.
Actually, matter of fact, a guy went walking by when we were at the Balloon Fiesta. A guy went walking by with his kid in a carriage. You know, he was pushing the kid. and He goes, "Look, a shark's biting her head."
Well, we saw the hat on somebody else,
Yeah.
and I saw it in a shop I went into, and I said, "Do you want that?" Because it was her birthday.
Yeah,
I like your bee costume, Eve. It's cute.
yeah.
Thank you.
So she has wings
I
and
have arms and wings. And there's a little chain here which you can't see.
it's falling off.
It's falling off because I don't wear chains. It's
It's like a choker.
It's a little
yeah,
choker
it's a
with
choker,
bee.
and
It was choking you?
it was choking.
Because it
So-
was a choker. Let me see. That's
But
cute.
yeah, it's very cute. These
have
Walmart
your
had a
dog.
whole bunch of inexpensive adult costumes. So this was one of them. They had a unicorn. I almost bought the unicorn, but you wouldn't have been able to see the tail.
Yeah, I bought a little thing of blood. Vampire blood, yeah, you can squirt whatever.
Well, this whole costume is just made from felt, from heavy duty felt. It's just one piece.
And some curly
Oh yeah, and I got this horrible fabric that was horrible, and I folded it under and sewed it. So I don't even know how I made it, honestly. I sewed a triangle so that the edge wouldn't be raw, and then sewed it to an elastic around my head.
Isn't it cute? It's adorable.
I always
very
She makes costumes all the
inventive.
time.
Yeah,
As a matter of fact, today she's going to be making Eli's
I'm
costume.
making Eli's costume. I didn't bring it. I'm going to show you a picture. He's going to be a fly fisherman since we went fly fishing, and I'm
sword.
making. Oh yeah, here's my gnome sword. This is actually Eli's. Mark just found it in his room today, and he's like, "Here, that goes good with your." It does actually go really good with my gnome costume. Anyway,
You're a warrior gnome.
yeah. Like on all his Dungeons and Dragons, I always get to be the gnome.
Yeah.
And but we had
You're like you're like that Diet Coke commercial where the mom whips up costumes.
That's me. No, so he decided. Well, it was kind of my idea, but he agreed to it. Like, you can be a fly fisherman. So I'm making these garish big flies out of paper clips with fishing flies, with some. I'm gonna make some tonight because I got to make some more, and I'm putting them on his fishing vest that he bought and on his hat, and then I'm gonna make him a fishing pole, and I have a little trout. I'll show you. I'm gonna.
you found one.
Yeah, I'm gonna hook it to a string and make him a fishing pole and I had to figure out how to put it like so he can wear it like that on his back because he only has one hand and he can't carry a pole and to get a drink and all that, so I'm gonna do that for him. But that's me. I just like to figure stuff out. Like one year I made Hannah a Winnie the Pooh when she was little. I got a yellow sweatsuit, sweatshirt and sweatpants. And then I bought a bigger red T-shirt and I cut it like here, and with puffy paint I wrote "Pooh" on it.
I used to,
And I made her a little because one of the things I know how to make, I just figured it out, was a little helmet. So I made a little yellow fleece helmet.
Remember when you made her the
with
tiger?
ears? And then once I followed a pattern and made her a jaguar.
Yeah.
That was the best costume I've ever
Yeah.
made.
Yeah.
You took a picture of her
but
and
usually
the
she
cats.
makes up the pattern herself.
Yeah, I usually just figure it out. Like,
Yeah, I used to make Robert's costumes when he was little.
I mean, I've bought, Boba Fett and stuff like that.
Yeah,
before.
I bought Buzz Lightyear and
Yeah, but I mean, I like making them. And when I went to make this myself, I wasn't going to buy one.
Robert was mad one year. I made him into Santa Claus for Halloween. He was mad. He wore it about 10 minutes.
Oh, Eli was Clifford. I did the same thing with Eli for Clifford when he was in kindergarten. I did a red suit, red sweats and red sweatshirt, and I made him the little helmet with puppy dog ears and red fur, and I made him I stuffed a little tail and I put a belt on it, and so he wore a belt tail, and he was Clifford the big red dog. Because that year they had to be storybook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, can I make a special request?
Uh-huh.
May I take this off now?
We're going to pause the movie while
I am sweating.
and these are cutting off the circulation in my arms.
Happy Halloween. We'll be
Happy
right
Halloween.
back. We are back. We have our stuff. I'm sorry, I had to get out of that costume. I was dying. It was so hot.
It's still pretty hot here. Yesterday it was, 91?
Yeah, it was kind of warm.
And even with the air conditioning going, this room is always hot. And theoretically it's 80 degrees outside right now. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I remember, I almost always went as a witch because I have no imagination. But and I think I must have had a witch's hat or something. I don't know. But I would, just typically dress in black. But I remember going out trick or treating. One of the last times I went trick or treating because I was pretty old. But walking around the neighborhood and it was snowing. Little,
I remember
light snow.
So you can never be happy, right? Because when we were little, it was actually cold at Halloween, and you'd have to cover up your costume with a big old jacket.
Coat, yeah.
And here, all the costumes are made to be worn in cool temperatures, so you wear them and you're just...
Well, even as a kid, I remember wearing those plastic masks and like sweating like a dog and trying to breathe through a hole as big as a Tic Tac.
I still remember how they smell.
Yeah, and the mask is up against your face like this, and you're trying to breathe.
The dog was licking my leg.
And we always buy trick or treat candy.
Oh, we forgot to forgot to say the dead body
behind us. Oh,
behind
yeah,
us.
there's a dead body behind us.
But we bought a bowl full of trick or treat candy, even though it's in there. We because that's far from the door. Because we never get any trick or treaters.
And that's only one. That's only one bag so far. We bought 4 bags, and we never have trick or treaters.
I need to.
No, it's all 4 bags. All 3 bags that I bought.
That was all 3 bags.
Yeah, I just bought
little.
Yeah, I just bought little bags.
I need to buy some. I need to buy some.
You actually get trick or treaters.
Yeah, we do.
One of the most memorable Halloweens that I had a couple days before Halloween, I was freezing, and I was running the heat like at high, and my son, I went to pick up my son, I think he was in kindergarten, and he said, "Mom," as he got in the car, and I'm like, "I'm really cold." And I went to my doctor right after he was in kindergarten, so he was only half day. I went to the doctor right after that, and doctors never give you a shot in the doctor's office these days. I got a shot in the doctor's office, and they called me an hour or 2 later to make sure my fever had gone down. Apparently it was like super duper high. And so on Halloween, I was too sick to take him trick-or-treating, so somebody else did. And I remember I was worried because I wasn't the one that was with him, and after a while, I went and I was standing outside on the driveway looking for him, and I wasn't cold, but Mom said it was cold outside. She's like, "Get back in here." When Robert was little, I lived with my mom. It was It's a lot of fun. I'm going to go first. I have a finish. This is Erica Michaels, and I was wrong last week. I apologize. Erica Michaels, I was thinking about another designer. This is Erica Michaels, Holly Jolly Christmas, and I did the berry that says Holly Jolly.
So
And
when you make a little berry thing like that, what do you use that for?
for sticking in a like a
basket
bread bowl or basket, or you could use them for a pin cushion, but
or an ornament.
yeah, they're just you know, just like the little pillows that we make and stuff. They're just
It's like this, typically, historically, I guess, I think they were like, the little sewing tomatoes that people use for pin cushions, something like that, so they're half decorative and half useful.
so. Here it is. There is a glaring mistake, and I don't care.
You said that on your Instagram, and I kept looking for it, so I couldn't find it.
Yeah, well,
Tell me
like
what
I
it
said,
is.
like I said on the post, unless you know the pattern, you would not know. This ornament
Yeah,
is one stitch too low.
that's not glaring.
Well, it is because it's not lined up with this one.
I think it looks good that it's not lined up.
But I looked at it and said, I don't care.
I like
I like
it.
it. So I went ahead and finished it. And so I am going to make the others of these, but I don't know when. Okay, so then I also, this is made with triangles, and it's not finished. This is,
Oh yeah, looks good.
and
Those are kind of low contrast, huh?
yeah. And it's going to have these on the sides and around the ends. So it's going to be kind of thick, but it's mine and that's the way I want it. I'm not making it from a pattern. I'm just making it. So then I am also making a pumpkin table runner, and this is going to be the back, so you can flip it over and have this Halloween look, so it'd be Halloween pumpkins. And the back, the stems are going to have this tree fabric. Look familiar?
Yes.
And then the fronts are going to have this sparkly green.
I thought those were like little feet when I first saw them.
And can you help me stretch this out a little bit, Naomi?
Are we gonna cover Beth up?
Yes, it's our turn. Our time to cover up Beth.
I'm going to lean back so I don't get
Blood all
fake
over.
vampire blood on anything.
So they're pumpkins, and those
turkey,
stems.
a little turkey. And I was saying this pumpkin down here with the sunflowers looks like a bee.
Or an owl.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's gonna
There's a
have those
turkey down
stems
here.
are gonna go right here. And
Yeah, it
you'll
looks
be
like an
able
owl face.
Yeah, it does. And say there's a little cute turkey here, and there's a
Oh, those
turkey here.
apples. Those are
to-
cute.
So I probably could have finished this yesterday, but we had a sewing day, but we weren't sewing.
We had
A
An
pillowcase
ironing day.
working
An
all
ironing
day.
and cutting day.
yeah.
Yeah, for
Yeah, we'll give a report about that. But yeah, so
for
it was
the
yesterday.
411 project. And if you want to watch that 411 project video, there
It's-
will be ads. But
Yeah, YouTube likes the fact that we had a lot of views on it. I guess.
so
We're not getting any money from those ads, so.
so there's that. And then I normally don't show stuff on this that I bought, but I bought this. I don't want to buy the pattern that Stitching with the Housewives has out to go with it yet, because I have so many patterns. But
Yet is being the operative word.
I figure I won't be able to get that after a little while. It'll be out of stock, and they probably won't get
Oh,
more.
the plaque.
The plaque, yeah.
It's designed to go with that.
Yeah, Priscilla saw the plaque and said, "Oh," and she designed a a cross stitch piece to go specifically with that finishing piece, and so so she had talked about it, and it's really cute.
It's beautiful. She's really stepped up her game.
Yeah. So the sign says Mary,
patterns.
and then the pattern that she made says Christmas, and and so
You put it over the words that say
yes,
Christmas.
the word that says Christmas. So she had shown it on her Flosstube, and so when I went into Hobby Lobby the other day, Eve's like, just look at it and see how much it is. I'm not going to go in there because I don't want to buy it about So I said, okay. So
I just spent $50 at Walmart.
Yeah, so I looked at it and I was like, well, it's $19.99, but I had to run to the bathroom, so I didn't see whether or not it was on sale. I just, so I texted Eve, it's $19.99, and I went to the restroom, and then when I came out, I went to look at it.
Well, and I had already said, yeah, I get it.
And it said, all Christmas decor are 50% off. So like, it's 50% off, So she's like, yes, I'll pay it back.
So, because I figured if I decide I don't want to buy the pattern, or I don't want to finish it that way, I can always return it as long as I do it before Christmas. Well, Hobby Lobby's really pretty good about anything like that, and but I almost never finish my patterns the way I've seen them finished, somewhere else. I like the way Priscilla, does her finishing stuff, and I look at it and I'm like, oh, that's really cool, but it is not my style, and certainly not the way things are around here. So I rarely.
Don't you wonder what their house looks like? Is it like just chock full of stuff all over the place?
Well, she has like
she rotates stuff.
Yeah, she has
she has 14 trees, and she only counts the trees that are taller than 4 inches that have ornaments on them. 14.
But she
Christmas trees.
Yeah,
different.
Well,
She has a giant house.
Yeah, and
different themes.
And she has like those Rubbermaid tubs, full of individual pieces, and since she uses she does like flat finishes basically, typically, and she uses washers and magnets, so she can like take a decor piece and then like switch out the patterns that go with it. So like if she has like say a canister, metal canister or something, then she can switch out the different pieces so that she can use that same piece all year round or whatever. So.
And she switches some of the picks and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, I almost never will say, oh, I want to finish it like that. But I just really liked the way the little trees say Mary, and I like the pattern underneath. And and her Thanksgiving patterns, the one she just came out with, the cup one with the turkey, oh my God, it's so cute. But I am telling myself to finish some of my projects before I buy any more. I know. I say that, and then I'll buy something. But including
I never say that. I just buy whatever.
Including
sorry.
Including what I'm working on right now. This is Patriotic mini bouquet. I am not making it patriotic. And it is by Jeanette Douglas Designs. It's a complimentary design for the attic. So I didn't pay for this pattern. But I did buy the little, I didn't bring these over here with me. Some little
Jabco buttons. Is that what they are? Just another button company?
There's some little pins that they're from
Puntini. Oh, I see.
That I bought because I like the little pins. So I wanted to stay kind of in that theme, that color.
Oh, the Jabco buttons were the for the Holly Jolly.
Yes,
pattern.
and I filled out an order thing, but I just my card wasn't available, and it's not a site I bought from before, so I could and they didn't have a PayPal link. I usually just use a PayPal link.
That's pretty,
isn't it? So I started
Puntini. I want to name a company Puntini.
I like that name.
So I started it. I wanted to use this 32 count pink splash because
Oh, this paper.
I didn't want to buy anything to go with it. And I like this color, and she was suggesting 40 count, and yeah, that wasn't going to happen. But any neutral colored fabric and 32 count or 36 count fabric can be used. So I had this, and it's white. It's not brown, but I liked it. So it called for a whitish color, grits, for the border. Well, obviously I wasn't going to use white. I did that with the mouse, and I will never do it again. So I used Perfect Pie Crust, and that's a Classic Colorworks, and it calls for some other Classic Colorworks and for Weeks Dye Works and Gentle Arts. But I looked at the colors, and it called for 2 different red colors for the flowers. But I decided instead to use this Weeks Dye Works. I took a thing out of it, so it's all messed up. A blackberry, and it has a lot of variation in it.
It's pretty.
Obviously you can't see it here. It's got a lot of purples and pinks. So instead of using 2 different colors, I bought this color because I saw it and I went, ooh, that's pretty.
Mm-hmm. So let me make something clear. You didn't want to start a new project, so you started a new project?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just checking. I mean, you're speaking my language. You're speaking my language totally, but I'm just...
That pattern came free with the purchase of
those
the
flowers.
little buttons. Yeah. So
and I wasn't going to start it, but then, it's almost November, and I have intentions for this project.
I see.
So I use this, I'm going to use this blackberry instead of 2 different reds. I'm going to use this pinky, purpley color. It's a Weeks Dye Works color. And
what's it called?
Blackberry.
Oh, okay. You said.
So, and then I found a different green, and it's a Gentle Arts green.
Just throw it in here. It's okay.
And a different blue, but it's still blue. It's not navy, it's uniform blue. This is Gentle Arts, not Weeks Dye Works, because I had them, The brown is Wagon Wheel. It's not the greenish brown there, but but I think it'll all look pretty. I have them here, and I'll take a picture of them, but they're all right here. And if I were closer, you could see them. But I think it'll be pretty for this pattern. And I don't have the Perfect Pie Crust here because I said, well, I think I'm done with that. And I think I may add a yellow. But that's what I'm working on.
All right, we're back. I'm going to go next. I don't know what we decided originally, but I'm working on flies. So I'm going to put up a picture here of the flies I've made so far for my son's costume. And I've been sitting here bending paper clips into little hooks, and I'm going to wrap them with feathers and pipe cleaners, as shown in the picture. And then I got to make his fishing pole. So I've got this pole and an empty ribbon spool. Sorry, there's sound effects. Anyway, so I have this cheapy fly line that I bought. It's $5 fly line. Don't use $5 fly line to fly fish with, but you can use it for other things, for craft projects. So anyway, I got this. So I'm going to wrap it in a little bit around this spool, and then I'm going to make wire guides up here. And then I'm going to have it come out, and I'm going to attach this fish. This is a cat toy that I found at PetSmart. You're supposed to put catnip in here. But isn't that beautiful? So I'm going to attach it onto the fly line somehow. I'll figure it out. I got to practice my knots. Anyway, and then I'm going to figure out some kind of strap, like I said, so that he can wear it kind of on his back like this, maybe like a cross. Or maybe I can attach it. He's got a little loop on the back of his vest, so maybe I can attach it there. Anyway, so I got to work that out. But I will show you what I've been working on, and then Beth can go, because I haven't been working on much. We had an interesting week, didn't we?
Yeah.
But I've been working on my cross stitch.
You've gotten so much done. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah. And tomorrow I'm going to stop.
You're going to stitch tomorrow, and then...
I'm going to stitch tomorrow, and then I'm going to be done. This is like one more day, 2 more
Let
days.
me see it.
3 more days.
Don't stop.
I might
I like
switch.
your bunnies. Those are cute.
Yeah, I might switch to the Christmas one that I bought. That 8 tiny. That's why I was looking at it today.
Oh yeah.
8 tiny reindeer, because I thought, what was I saying? I probably will stop doing this and do my Christmas one that I bought, that 8 tiny reindeer,
It's
because
so
I figure
cute.
I could, I don't know. It'll take me forever, but
That's what
'cause
we all
it's-
do. We all work on more than one thing.
yeah, and it's little, which I like, kind of like this one, like little pieces, which I like. I don't think I can do full coverage, but I can work on one reindeer, work on another reindeer. And I thought it'll just give me something to do between now and Christmas. I have no hope of finishing anything, but because I'm just kind of like, anyway, but yeah, I've been working on it, so I'm proud of myself, and I can pick it up later and keep working.
Well, if you keep in the habit of just half an hour a day on something, eventually you will finish that, and you will finish the reindeer and the rug one you bought.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's me. So that's what I'm doing. I'm working on this crazy project, and I have to have it done very soon because I'm going to go take it to him tonight, and I got to finish. So it's your turn, Beth.
Okay. Hang on a second. I'm trying to
Now
count
look at the
them.
colors
They're
of
hanging
the
on.
size I
One,
made.
2, 3.
I already made a blue one. I made a orange one. I made a black one and a red one. Okay.
So I just want to put the stitch in before I forget where I am, because every time I look at this pattern, I have to sort of reorient myself.
Because you're a color completist instead of a motif completist.
Well, but also because it's like red of this symbol and red of that symbol and red of another symbol.
These patterns drive me bananas.
Yeah, it's really hard to work
They're
on.
hard to see.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Sorry, I'm making bag noise while you talk, because I have this bag of feathers, but I'm going to put it in this other bag.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry if I get feathers junk all over your table.
That's all right. This table has more crap all over it.
I know, but Eve don't
gets
like
more
feathers.
crap on it.
Okay. Carry on.
I have a finish. Somewhere under here, I have a
She
finish.
has a real finish this time.
Leave her alone. It was a finish.
Yeah.
It's a finish for now. She had last time. This is a real
So
finish.
this is Ghoul Garden. It's a Ghoul Garden.
I knew a kid in college named Dana Gooley.
Ghoul's Garden by Stitching with the Housewives.
Ooh, feathers.
This came out a couple of years ago, 2-3 years ago. Let's see if it says on here.
Making a mess. I'm making a mess. I'm sorry.
I don't know what it says on here. I want to say 2018, but I don't
Because
know.
my dog doesn't eat them.
It's just feathers.
I don't know if it doesn't. I don't
Every
think it
dog
says.
on creation is eating feathers.
But yeah. So it's. I think this is the one. The pumpkin pile that I finished the other day. Because it didn't have a picture with it. It must have been the little freebie that came with the purchase of this pattern. So Ghoul's Garland, and I didn't take it out of the plastic, so sorry if there's any glare. But then I did it on this.
We'll take a
This is that
picture.
same fabric that I used for a pumpkin pile.
I love this pattern.
Yeah, that so it's this little ghost with his garland of pumpkins, and the pumpkins all have like little white teeth, a little white tooth.
Let me see. Oh, sorry for the feathers. I'm sorry. It's cute.
So yeah, I did carry the thread, in the little for the little pumpkin teeth, and there's like little purple, like 3 stitches here and 3 stitches there, and I just I didn't want to start each little thing. So once I got going, I carried the stitches, and I was hoping that you can't see them through the fabric, because this is like linen fabric. So you can kind of see, see through it. So I haven't thought far enough ahead to figure out how I'm going to finish it. I have some ideas, as a matter of fact, because the other day, I don't know where I was, if I was at Walmart or where I saw these at Joann's or where I saw them at Walmart. But it's like a little Halloween garland. So there's green and black and purple and orange on there. So I think maybe, I could figure out some way to put them on here or something like that. I don't know. But there's that. And I also, while I was there, I saw these little Halloween charms. And I know Halloween is like tomorrow, but today's the 30th. So
It comes every year.
So yeah, but I saw these are really cute. So I went ahead and got them. Oops, these guys are backwards.
Halloween comes every year.
Yeah. So yeah, so I thought they were really cute. So anyway, somehow I can, finish this in my typical fashion. Somebody had posted like I had bought like a little metal napkin ring. I don't remember if it was at a antique type store, or if she just saw it somewhere, but she just bought it. And then, some time ago, and then just recently, she did like a little band thing, and wrapped it around like a spool kind of finish, and did some decorative stuff. And it would never occur to me. I might look at something and think, well, that would make a good finishing product to finish on, and then I could never think of a way to use it or whatever. It's really, really hard for me to think that way. I just typically don't. Anyway, so that was what I was working on basically most of this month. Well, no, I guess the latter half of this month, the last week or so of this month, to finish that Ghoul's Garland. I started it and finished it. So I have a project in mind for November that I'm going to show you in a second. But in the meantime, I'm stitching on this again, this Winter Gathering. It's funny because I have a Twin Peak Primitives pattern with the same name, but it's, obviously a different picture. But this kit, Winter Gathering, it's a Dimensions kit by Kim Martin. The design is by Kim Martin. So it's little birds on I wanted to say a branch, but I think it's a wire with, snow in it, and their little stockings and their little Christmas caps and scarves. So I was working on another little bird over here, and he had some orange, and I had the orange left on it, so let me pull this off here. So the other day I did the orange part of this stocking over here, and then yesterday I worked on the orange part of these stockings here, and that's what I'm working on right now, is this stocking. And yesterday I had an eye doctor appointment, and they dilated my eyes and everything, so I thought, in a few hours it'll go back to normal. It was all day. It was like 10 o'clock at night before my eyes were, focused enough that I could stitch, because I could kind of, I could see well enough, but not like the detail that you need for stitching. So I was kitting up other projects and stuff, because I could just, if I put my bright light on and my glasses, I could make out the symbols to see what I needed for these kits that I'm working on, what threads I needed and all that.
You're not supposed to put on bright lights with your dilated eyes.
Well, not in my eyes, but down on the stitching, so I could see the symbols, But so this I didn't stitch until later at night. But what I was working on was kitting up this project. So I want to do, my nephew Eli had moved into his excuse me, his apartment last week, was it?
A week ago.
Yeah, because he moved in actually on Monday, but on last Saturday we spent the day doing stuff in his apartment. But one of the things that we had that he didn't have was like towels for his bathroom for people to use to because he has like his shower towels, but not like little hand towels. So I've done these little fingertip towels before, but this is a slightly bigger one. And it has a little Ada insert in here. And it's basically like a 16 count Ada. And it's a little bit bigger than,
I like the fact
some
that
of the
these
smaller
are
ones.
like a real, they're not like a tea towel, they're towel. Yeah.
And matter of fact, I meant to bring out here, and I didn't, but some of these towels that I've made in the past. So this is like a, I want to say it's a Leisure Arts Fingertips for Christmas booklet, a leaflet. So it has like, I guess 8 or 9, 10 different Christmas patterns. So the ones I've done before, I had done for my mother, like a reindeer with a sled and some other things. And then I had, some other towels that I had done over the years. So I knew something like this, and I had seen little towels like this at Hobby Lobby. And so I went to go look for them. And so they had some smaller ones like this, but then they had these bigger ones. So I went ahead and got the bigger ones. I went ahead and got the bigger one. So I don't know if you can see here, but I marked the center here so I could.
It is much bigger than I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
and they're
it's a big one.
It's a towel,
but it's a real towel. Like, yeah. See,
it's not a little tiny. Yeah,
not a little tiny.
It's more
one,
man-like.
Yeah.
Or young boy-like.
And so I had talked about with Naomi about the idea of dyeing them, because my original idea was to dye this because of the pattern that I'm going to use, and maybe like for Christmas-ish, to make something more like a blue or whatever. But I'd have to sort of be more careful about fixing the dye and all that, and the if you use DMC thread, it's generally color fast, but not for typically throw it in the laundry and take over and over and over again like you would for a bath towel. Like the Christmas towels that I made for my mom, might get laundered once in a while because you only use them at the Christmas season or whatever. But for what we were talking about for this, they typically get more everyday use on them. So this is a pattern that my brother-in-law bought for me for Christmas last year before, whatever it was.
I can't remember.
Yeah. The copyright is 2020, so last year, I guess. There's something that's poking me. Oh, it says shark hat. Something is poking the back of my head.
I think he just bought it in the hopes that one of us would make them.
But so it's all the characters from the Star Wars and Mandalorian story. So they're just in a little line. And my original idea was to maybe do Baby Yoda, because these other guys are all kind of tall, and I thought they probably wouldn't fit on a towel. But the tallest ones, this says the design area is 60 high. And so I was looking at it, and I think the stitch count thing includes on the end, so because it says it's 160 wide, I think, 180 wide and 60 high, and it's a little bit less than that because that's I think the stitch count. The computer counts the end, in round numbers. so I looked at it specifically, and this is it. Like I said, it's 16 count, and it's about 3 inches tall. So that's a little bit more than it's like maybe 40. What did I put? 3 times 16. Anyway, but so it's a little bit taller. So the tallest one's character should fit on here. I'm hoping, and it looks more specifically, but yeah. So it should fit on here. So that's my project. Do one with the Mandalorian characters, and then one with Christmas characters. And on this one, because there's one with a little reindeer, Rudolph actually, because he has a red nose. Rudolph with a sleigh, and there's one with Santa with a sleigh. And so I'm wanting to sort of combine the two of them to the two designs to make, because this towel is so wide, so I can make, do something wider to make it more Christmassy, and that way he'd have one for everyday use and one for Christmas. So.
I like that wide one that you did in gold thread on a red.
Yeah, the
That
one
was
with
really pretty.
That one
Yeah.
is awesome.
I have that pattern,
But I don't know if it's a.
but I don't know if it's.
I don't know if it's a very well. It fit on those smaller towels.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if it's very boy-like.
Yeah,
Because it's all one color, right?
yeah. It's all one color. It's people in a sled with a horse and a whip, I think.
Well, maybe if
And
you
there,
did
so-
it in green or something,
Oh yeah. I mean, I just did it in gold because
it looked good.
yeah,
It
yeah,
looks really beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Because actually it was originally designed with on a vinyl thing to put in a mug, and I accidentally got rid of the mugs, and I have the the vinyl thing, and I think I have the pattern. That you would use to put it together to stitch it, but
Dude, do you remember those mugs that you had a paper you were supposed to color or something? I'm like, you couldn't ever wash them with the paper in there.
well on these you would open up take the insert of the cup
that's
out
how
and take the stitching out, and then you can
and
wash
then wash it.
yeah
It's too much work.
yeah so and I took it out to because I had stitched the little insert, and I took it out to stitch that towel, and then I like threw away the mug
You threw away,
or gave it away or
threw away
whatever.
threads, threw away a mug.
That's what I get for cleaning
But
up
you never
after
throw
myself.
anything away, so that's kind of surprising.
But
Okay, I don't know how many of you tie fishing flies or your husbands do. Don't do it with a fan on. I know I'm not really tying flies. I'm just I'm using. That's the next thing I want to learn. But I know I'm just goofing around.
Yeah, but you can't break in anywhere and steal the feathers.
yeah,
It's
true.
crazy stories. The
So-
feather thief.
Yeah.
Are you done?
Is
that it?
Basically, yeah, I think so.
So our major story is that we have been preparing. We thought, okay, we're going to sew next time. Okay, we're going to sew next time on the
Yeah.
pillowcases. But you guys have been so generous
Mm-hmm.
that
That's amazing.
yeah, and we think we're going to have more than 70 pillowcases.
Yeah.
And from us, not from us, but that we're making.
That we're making, yes. We
From-
counted, so we have had 2 work days, and we counted up kind of real quick, and we're
Go ahead.
over 70, I believe.
No.
Yeah, and so on Wednesday, Naomi came over and was she was trimming the selvages, and Beth and I were ironing and arranging and making sure that we have the colors that go together and then we use this table. That's okay, thanks. We use this table, and I know from my own experience, because I use this table to sew on, it's a dining room table. It's not intended
Be a
for
craft table.
what we use it for, and it for our height, my height, I'm short, so it's even kind of worse for me. But for Naomi, it just the wrong height to be bent over this way.
Yeah. I was fine
And
all
we
day.
were all
We
of us
here,
with our
what,
standing a long
9:30
time and-
to I left at 4:15,
Had we thought,
and we had lunch.
yeah, we
but
would have done stuff. But yeah, it was a long time.
I was fine, and I got home and I went to change clothes, and I kind of just slightly tilted over my bed, and my back went into spasm, and I was in so much pain, and
She was
so-
trying to watch her daughters.
Yeah, my daughter had a concert, and so I basically was in bed all day Thursday. Like, I didn't drive anywhere, I didn't do anything. I just was basically flat on my back.
And we had planned to work again yesterday, and we
Yeah.
were pretty sure she wasn't going to be able to. And while she had a slow start,
So I was pretty broke up Thursday, and then Friday we had another session. I was very slow coming, but so we just had a few hours. But yeah, we've got so many.
and then you worked more when you got home.
Yeah,
Beth
I'm going to
and I
insert a few pictures from our day. I just took a couple shots of some of the patterns we have, and I'm so excited.
And that's not why the dead body is behind us.
Yeah,
That's batting, and I brought it in. It was in the garage. I brought it in so that I could work on the.
No, officer, it's really batting. It really is.
I was driving around with that in the car. No, it's not a dead body.
So the story.
It used
Did
to
we
be
tell
bigger.
the story though? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, my friend said, "You quilt, right? You want some batting?" And I thought she was gonna give me a package. She comes and she has this giant roll of batting. It was like this big around and that length. And I'm like, what am I gonna do with this? Like, my husband's gonna kill me. So I put one big trash bag on one side and one big one on the other and tied it in the middle, and I'm like, this looks like a dead body. It was laying on Hannah's bed for a long time.
Yeah, you took a picture of it.
Yeah. And
But
but then she took it from me.
well, you used
She
some of it.
called me and said, I'm gonna come get the dead body out of your garage.
I hope
She
the
used
FBI doesn't monitor your texts
Yeah.
or whatever.
she used some of it for Jamie's quilt.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's really not big enough for the quilt the two quilts that I'm working on
No.
right now. So
It'll be good for your runner though.
for the two runners that I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, we'll use it doing those runners. And,
That's cute.
yeah. So it'll come in handy.
I have a funny story about these flies. I made one and I posted a picture of it on a Facebook group I'm on called Arizona Fly Fishing. And I said, I've never tied a fly in my life, but I'm making these for my son's costume. And one of the guys on there was like, I'd fish it. Like, it's a paper clip. But that's fly number 2. I gotta get these done. I assume they'll dry by tonight.
Hopefully.
It's
This,
Aileen's.
this reminds me of I had bought a toy like this for my cats before I moved out here. So it came up in my Facebook memories, but it was smaller. It was about this big and had a little catnip pouch inside it, and I posted a picture because one morning I woke up I went to go to the restroom or something, and as I got up, I stepped on the guts from the fish. The cats had pulled the little pouch out, and it didn't have, this one has a Velcro thing, so you could put stick a pouch inside there or whatever. But the one that I bought them didn't have a Velcro thing. It just came with a pouch already in it, and I stepped on this wet, slobbery catnip pouch. On the picture I said this fish has been gutted because I stepped on the slobbery innards.
Well, one time I came home and one of the animals had shredded toilet paper, I believe. Probably most of a roll. But I walked into our living room, and it looked like a murder scene. There was a stuffed animal on the floor, and it was one of my son's favorite. It was it was Pooh Bear. My son has a bear. It's called Pooh Bear, but it's not a Pooh Bear. Anyway, that's his. He's had it since we first came. It was sent to him by Naomi. Well, by Naomi's family. Did you bring it?
Yeah, when we went out to meet him, we brought it to him. It was a Build-A-Bear.
And that's his.
It's stuffy.
Yeah, and he never held it like a bear. Really, he just had it all the time, and then anyway, it is his favorite.
But so what the
and it was on the floor, and I thought at first that one of the animals had torn him apart.
I don't know.
And I mean, there was stuff everywhere. I mean, it was just. I did take a picture of it, but that was a long time ago, so it went on a hard drive that I no longer have. So after I cleaned up, I'm like, oh God, this is just toilet paper. That's so good. And the bear was fine. He's still fine. My son threatens our dog constantly whenever the dog sits on the chair where the bear is. If you touch that bear. But yeah, we have the bear, that bear and another bear from Build-A-Bear sitting on one of the chairs in the house.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like that time I came home, I'd gone to Albuquerque, out here to Arizona, I guess, for Thanksgiving. And I came home in the middle of the night, and one of my friends from church, her son had been watching Puck. This is before I got snug. He had been watching Puck while I was gone, just a couple nights, and so I'll tell him I'll be back on Sunday, so you don't have to come on Sunday. So Sunday night, 10 o'clock at night or whatever, I got back from the airport, and there's Puck, and I had for a while they were popular little nylon. I had an elephant, but it was stuffed with the little styrofoam micro beads.
Oh, no.
And there was on the floor dead, and there was little micro beads everywhere, on the couch, on the floor. There was a pile of them on the floor, and they were just everywhere, and including Puck's face, because they're staticky, so they were stuck to his, and in his eyes, the corner of his eyes, and here I am vacuuming at 10 o'clock at night because I had no choice. I had to run the vacuum cleaner so that he wouldn't, get more on him and spread more of them around the apartment. So here I am, getting on the furniture and vacuuming on the floor and cleaning up the cat.
Have you ever spilled all the styrofoam balls from a
beanbag?
From a beanbag?
Yeah.
Yeah, what a mess.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
So, gosh, I had been thinking about something when you were talking about that.
Well, speaking of styrofoam, we got a TV last night.
Oh, did you?
Well, okay. So my son moved out of his room and took his 55-inch.
But your husband wants to make that a game room. So he needs a TV.
Right. So my son took his 55-inch TV with him that he bought with his own money when he was working. And, but now that, and then, so my husband was like, I don't know if I should buy a TV or not.
What?
So, but he bought himself an Xbox, and so he wanted to turn the room into a game room, so he and Eli can play online, blah, 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 blah. But, so he put the Xbox in there, right?
With no TV.
Well, I didn't notice, okay? But I hurt my back, and so on Thursday, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to lay in bed, and I'm in my room, and I look up where my TV used to be.
In your room?
In my room, and there's no TV. Because the brat took the TV from our room and put it in Eli's room. And I'm like, go buy yourself a TV and give me my TV back.
Because I was like, here I am. I called him. I'm like, you stole the TV. I have nothing to watch. He goes, lay on Eli's bed. I'm like, no, Eli's bed isn't as comfortable as my bed. So last night we went to buy a TV. But, it comes with all the styrofoam packing.
Oh, yeah.
And it had broken a little bit.
Oh.
But, and we put it on the bed, and the cats were, like, hiding under it and all this stuff. And then later on, I'm like, oh, he has styrofoam on him. Oh, he's got styrofoam on him. Oh, there's another piece of styrofoam on him. Like, all over them. I'm like, talk on it. Okay. And the thing with styrofoam is, I don't know if any of you guys know this, but as a choking hazard, little kids often want to bite those styrofoam cups. And so you really shouldn't give very young children a styrofoam cup, because if they bite a piece and swallow it, you cannot use the Heimlich maneuver to get it out, because air will pass through it, but not enough air to breathe. So it's a very dangerous thing, because it blocks air but doesn't. Yeah. Sorry. No, it's okay. The other weird thing Calvin is doing, a while ago, I bought 2 pumpkins. I don't know why I bought 2, because it was 2 for $10. So I bought 2. And so they're sitting by the front door, because in Arizona you cannot carve your pumpkin early. It will rot in the heat. Well, and also there's a lot of places here that you're not allowed to leave it out at night at all.
I've never heard that. But
I just saw an article about it, because you can attract javelinas.
Really?
Yeah.
And there was.
Well, I must own a orange striped javelina, because Calvin. I heard Mark say, "Stop biting the pumpkin." I'm like, "What do you mean he's biting? He's chewing on the stem." And I go, and there's little pieces of stem all over. And the other stupid cat will rip paper like a dog. If he were here, he'd get on this paper and bite it. And
that's what my cat. All my paper has little piercings from cat teeth.
He loves to tear paper to shreds. It's actually very cute. So whenever we get packing paper for anything, we give him the paper. Like Chewy comes with the Chewy box comes with paper. It's Hobbs' favorite toy. But there's Calvin eating my pumpkin stem.
Have you seen all those videos of zoo animals enjoying pumpkins?
I know. I told him. Fun. I told him, you're not a tiger. I understand that tigers like pumpkins, but you are not a tiger. You are a tiny tiger.
I remember that Albuquerque Zoo used to put promos out. Don't throw away your pumpkin. Donate them to the zoo.
Yeah. That's when one time it was, I guess it was before I got Snug, that I had I had bought a book or something from Amazon, and so it came in a little tiny cardboard box, little flat box about this big, the size of a book, and just
when Amazon used to just sell books.
Yeah, just it was like an inch and a half or so deep, and I had just I stuck it on top of something, and there's Puck squeezing his rear end into this book, and it was this box is popping out, because he didn't really fit, but he was determined. Yeah, and so the other day I opened a Chewy box that had just a package of cat litter in it. So it's not a very big box. It's like this, and so I had it in my room there, and I just left it in there, and so every now and then I go, because it's all it's shredded. Because Puck, that's one thing Puck loves, and a lot of times I'll take a napkin or something like that, because I have them in my pocket all the time from lunch, whatever, and so I'll toss it on the bed, and Puck's over there playing with it and flinging it, But Snug, Snug likes plastic.
Your cats like trash.
And he likes I typically would give them what I call trash toys. Soda lids, straws, wadded up pieces of paper. They just love that stuff. The little plastic rings that come on a milk bottle,
Ta-da!
Things
There's
like
another
that.
one.
There was one you showed me that looked like a hummingbird.
Oh.
There was one you already
the one
made.
That's already on his thing.
Something, yeah.
There's these 3 I've made. Maybe one day
That's
I'll
cute.
learn how to tie real flies.
So
You get one of those little stands and then magnifying
I
glass.
am so ready to go back fly fishing again. I am so ready.
So this pattern, on this side, these leaves have a hole in the middle. But on the other side, they don't.
Strange.
I know, it's weird.
Oh, at the doctor's office yesterday, the eye doctor, they were all in costume. So that, the eye doctor and the
Really?
receptionist, yeah, they were all in costumes. And I think that the girl that waited on me had like similar nails to yours. Yeah.
These are ghosts. They glow in the dark. Yeah, I was, I was dithering between this green and the one I chose, and I was like, maybe I should fill in and make a center in those and fill in with this lighter green.
So what are you guys doing for Halloween night? Are you just gonna sit and...
Sit and eat chocolates that the kids aren't going to come and get.
Aw.
That was all 3 of your bags?
Hmm?
I should add my bag.
They're talking about their candy.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah. I was like, bags? What? Yeah, because I just bought little bags because I thought, well, I don't have that many, nobody's going to come around. So.
A kid or 2 might come. There's 2 that live on this street.
I was gonna say it's hard because you guys have a gated community, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's not that many kids that live here, so
Yeah.
there's a couple.
Yeah, there's some kids that live in the corner, and a kid that lives next door, I guess. But they don't typically. I think one year we had one kid come to the door. Maybe the first year we lived here, and then nobody else after that. So. Yeah.
Now I'm making a reel.
But,
I
yeah,
like to
so-
make costumes. It's
Yeah.
fun, and props and stuff. That's one of my favorite things is kind of figuring out like how to make something look like something,
Yeah.
I used to love making props when I was in drama in high school.
Well, I think I told you about the Beetlejuice party. Did I tell you about the Beetlejuice
Yeah.
party on this?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my neighbors are having a Beetlejuice party, which I don't know anything about the movie. I can't, and it says Beetlejuice costume is required. I was like, really? Okay, well, I guess I'm not going. No offense, but I'm just like, I don't know. But we're gonna go to Eli's tonight, and he wants to cook dinner and make salsa, and that's not very pretty, but it's okay. And so we're gonna do that tonight. And I can take him his costume, and which means I gotta get it finished. I'm supposed to be there at 5. And then Halloween
Are
night.
they working
That's
the
Saturday
freeway
night.
again this weekend?
I have no idea. But Sunday night, we're just gonna. There's another neighbor having like a block party, and so I might go to that.
I have
'Cause
no.
there's two of our neighbors one of our neighbors owns 2 houses. That's like a mom and a daughter, and they own the houses next to each other. So they kind of always have a little, like, sit around the driveway, and I guess it's a potluck or something. So we got invited this year, which is nice. So we might do that. I might leave Mark home to answer the door and just go. But
You won't mind.
no.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that this red stuff wears off. I mean, I can wash it off because I have church tomorrow, this Sunday. So yeah.
I'm sure it will. Or you can just dress up for church in your Halloween costume.
You can just put the shark head on. I don't think I'll go to church in my
Bee costume.
No. No.
I like wearing just the headband.
Yeah. But the people behind you will be like, down in front.
That's what I felt like when I was all ready to watch, to listen to the sermon, and Beth and I had been sitting there a while, and all of a sudden 3 people came in, and one of them was a very tall man, and he sat right in front of me. And at that church, the floor is tilted quite a bit so that theoretically, like movie theater seating, you can see. Yeah, I couldn't see. I kept trying to adjust where I was sitting. And they have screens where you can watch it on the screen, but I prefer to see the person. So, anyway.
Well, we better go.
Yeah.
We've been talking a long time, and we gotta get ready for the weekend.
I have decisions to make with
I
this
have
thing.
to make costume stuff. I'm trying to figure out how to make a fishing pole now. We'll see. We will see.
Yeah.
See,
how it works out.
I like the way it looks like this, but the other side doesn't have them. Well, sorry.
I don't know.
I digress.
It's okay.
Well, yes.
Well,
So,
we hope you have a happy Halloween and a safe
Yes.
Halloween.
yes.
And let us know how you're doing and what you did for Halloween. And we will see you back in November.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for
Bye.
joining us. Like, subscribe, share.
Did
And,
we ever introduce ourselves? I don't think we said
No,
hi.
we just
Yeah.
entered with our spooky music.
That's
but
all right.
You know who we are. And if you don't know who we are,
Oh,
just
you know
go
what?
back an episode. and
If
we'll
you're
say.
still watching, FYI, normally, if there's a response to a comment, I'm the one that responds. Not always, but So if you're wondering which one of us you're talking to, it's usually me.
Well, I read them. We
Yeah,
all read 'em.
yeah. No, I'm not
It's-
saying that we don't all read them. I'm just saying that normally I'm the one that responds. So
Yeah.
I've had people, wonder. So yeah, you're usually talking to me.
It's good. It's good to have one person answer actually,
Yeah.
because then we don't miss it. But that's fine. But
Yeah.
thank you for
Just
your comments.
FYI.
We love it.
Yeah,
we love
yeah,
the comments.
and yeah, we love your comments. I read every single one. So
Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next week.
bye. Have a